How's it going, YouTube? Navy Sooner here. Today, it's my SHTF Get Home loadout. So let's look at it. All right, so this is what's gonna be in my truck whenever I am away from home. I typically am 30 miles away from home every day. And so if shit were to happen and the SHTF, the end of the world, something where I need to get home and I can't drive my fucking truck, this is what I'm going to be getting. So we're just gonna go over this kit. This isn't gonna be in my truck, it's just my coffee for the day. And if my kids come in and start talking, sorry, they're off school today. But I typically, like I said, am 30 miles away from home, and to walk that is going to take 10 hours, and I need to get home to be able to get my home secured and get my kids. And yeah, so I'm going to get home as fast as possible. It's gonna take me about 10 to 12 hours to get home on foot. I have a way to maybe not be on foot and be like on a bicycle. So that's not here. This is just the gear that I have. So we'll go through it like thing by thing, but we're not gonna go through like each individual small thing in each bag. I'm just gonna show you my gear and my loadout for each thing. So first things first, the sexy part that everybody likes to see is the firearms. I mean, it's not really that sexy of a firearm. I used to carry something else for my get home stuff, not carry, but I used to keep a different rifle for my get home stuff, and I decided to change it because this is a lighter option, and I don't mind if something were to happen to this firearm. So this is just the bag that it's in. Then this is kind of like a steel, there's like metal inside this cloth, and it helps maybe if there's an EMP. Granted, there's some people that don't think that like a flashlight's gonna be hurt by an EMP, but it was cheap and I just wrapped my guns in it if I am going to be out and about. So this is my gun that I'm keeping. Yes, it's not sexy. The lower is an Anderson lower. The upper is a rebuilt. The upper is a rebuilt Bushmaster carry handle, A2 carry handle upper. Sorry if you can hear my dog clacking around still, but I mean, I've shown this in multiple other videos. It's 0.477 grain, and I have a primary arms 3-time zoom prism scope on there, so I don't have to worry about the power. If the power goes out, if there's an EMP, I still have my, if the power goes out, I still have a reticle in this, so that's good. And then just a cheap Streamlight flashlight, nothing too special. It's just something to get me home because I mean, I don't plan on using it, hopefully not, but just to have protection. Okay, so smaller things that aren't in bags or whatever. I have kind of like this Faraday cage here, a bottle of water, because that way I don't have to worry about trying to fill up everything with a faucet. I can just go to my truck, fill everything up that I have that takes water, and get the fuck out. That way I don't have to go back inside. People don't think I'm fucking weird running in with a big ass bag and whatnot. Just get done, get out of town. So that's why I have this water with me at all times. And then I've got some Solomons, just because I would probably have just some regular ass tennis shoes, and these are better for getting through the terrain of Central Texas and the hill country. So that's why I have these with me. Then, yeah, it's an ammo can, but I have it set up as a Faraday cage. I have some mesh steel liners here that I have gone and I have sanded off the paint, and underneath here the paint has been sanded off as well. That way it'll have a metal to metal connection and it works as a Faraday cage. This is an extender for my radio antenna, just a flashlight, and I keep all the stuff that I'm worried about EMP in this Faraday cage from touching the sides of the metal. That way then I don't have to worry about it and you won't get the electricity discharging into something. Now there are gonna be some people that are like, oh, that's stupid, dumb, blah, blah, blah. And yes, that's a cheap ass light, but it works and I'm not worried about it. It's not on my gun, it's just a flashlight to have. This is how I'm going to talk on my radio so I don't have to worry about the radio being loud. I can have it in my ear. And then there's a baofeng in here, that same kind of metal mesh EMP cloth stuff. And I have checked it on occasions to make sure that it actually is EMP proof stuff, even though it's in a Faraday cage. Just a little extra protection cloth so that no metal is touching. And then here is my radio that's inside of it, a baofeng. Yeah, I understand people think baofengs are gonna get you killed in the streets, but guess what? They're cheap, they work, and they're indestructible. My son's about to be loud, so we're gonna go on to the next thing. So this is the bag that I'm gonna use. It's kind of an Amazon special bag. I purchased it and then I'm just like, it's just something cheap to have. I noticed that Bear Independent actually had these in his shed in one of his videos, and I mean, they're pretty cool. I like them, but it's a cheap option. That way I don't have to worry about if it gets stolen out of my truck or not. And there's not like such sensitive stuff that I'm too worried about it, but this is the bag that I'm gonna use. The reason that I'm gonna use this bag is because I can put my rifle in it and don't have to have it slung over my shoulder if I'm worried about people being scared about the rifle, me having the rifle. Especially, I'm kind of in a small town in Central Texas. When I'm leaving, I will go through another small town, but I'll try and like steer clear of that small town to be able to get home. And that way I can have it in the bag and no one's freaking out that someone's running around with an AR-15 thinking, oh no, this is the end of the world, and just get out of town, and then if I need it later on, pull it out. But I'm going to have that rifle with me no matter what. I think it's imperative to be able to protect myself, even though it's only about a 10 to 12 hour hike back home. But this is the bag that I'm going to use. Yes, I understand that it's black, but I'm not too worried about being concealed in that first 10 to 12 hours because I'm going to get my ass home. And I do have some spray paint in my truck, the camo spray paint, so you can spray it if you want to. And then I also have something inside of it that can kind of camouflage it. But we're going to start on the outside. I have a clean canteen to pour some of that water in. That way I have this for the water for cooking or backup water. And yes, I'm going to cook because I'm probably going to be hungry eventually, 10 to 12 hours, and I'm going to need some energy. So what I'm going to be cooking the food in is this Stanley, not the food, but I'm going to be boiling the water. This Stanley, it's got some ways to start the fire. There we go. Little camp stove with some gas. I just need enough to be able to boil water because I'm going to be using freeze-dried meals to be able to sustain some food while I'm trying to get home. Here I've got this is a little backpack liner cover to be able to camouflage this or cover it in case of rain. So I've got that. And I've got some filtration stuff for water and water purification if I absolutely needed it. I don't think I'll absolutely need it because it's only 10 to 12 hours and I think I'll have enough water to get me home, but this is just a backup plan. In this pouch, I've got some freeze-dried meals here just to have food, and then a little spoon, fork to be able to eat and whatnot. So, I mean, freeze-dried food is, you definitely have to be able to boil water to be able to eat it, but I mean, it doesn't take that long to boil water. I've got that. I can hide somewhere real quick. I don't need to worry about fire, and I can just get it done real quick and eat if I need to. I've got 2 of them just in case something happens and I am out longer than I need to be. I have this pouch here on top, which has got some things, got some ibuprofen, some Band-Aids, some deodorant. It's hunting deodorant, so you can't smell me. My deodorant, and then some soap here. Also, I have really bad eye allergies, so I've got some Patadine here. I've got some extra contacts. Wipe my butt. If I'm in town or anything and I want to be able to try and get water out of the outside of a building, these keys are perfect. My map, which I don't really need a map because I know where I'm going and I know the roads between me and where I'm going, or between the town I'm going to be in and my house. So I don't really need a map. It's just like there just in case. SAS handbook just to have it, just in case. If I need to brush my teeth, got something to do that with. Chem light, don't know why I have that. A little razor blade just to have. Some Aquaphor. This is good for blisters or like if your junk's rubbing together. And then I have some paracord. Now we're getting into the main pouch here. So first, I'm gonna have a schmog to be able to protect myself from the sun, or just to be able to wrap stuff in, throw it in here. I can use it to filter water, like big particles, not small particles. I mean, schmogs are good for almost about anything. Right now it's spring and it rains a lot in Central Texas during spring, most years. Last year was kind of a shit show, but most years it rains a lot, so I've got a poncho that I can use as a tarp or shelter if I need to. I don't plan on being out long enough to need shelter because, I mean, I'm just coming the fuck home. I am getting the fuck out of Dodge, going to get my kids, coming home. Next, here we have, it's a waterproof bag that has a fire kit in it. Just some more ways to start fire. Yeah, so it's just a small fire kit. I have this knife here. I'm very anti-Benchmade, but I purchased this Benchmade knife a long time ago. I had another one, this is my second one, and these are just indestructible. This is the Benchmade Bushcraft. It's a very good knife. It helped me throw sparks on the side back here, and I can break up wood with it if I need to actually have a fire, which I don't plan on having a fire. But if I did if I did need a fire for some reason, my gas wasn't working, my gas stove wasn't working, I have this little fire. You can have a small little fire in here. It's kind of like a stove. So I have that just in case my gas goes out. Extra emergency food rations just in case I need extra food or calories, and you can break it up, put it in your pocket, and eat it as you're going along if you're needing just like a little pick-me-up to eat. Those don't taste bad. Then this is my electronics bag. Well, it's another waterproof bag, and it's got my electronics pouch in it, a bunch of different things. I've got another O-light. I know a lot of y'all don't like O-lights, but these small ones, they're not bad. I don't use them as weapon lights anymore. I learned my lesson. Ways to charge things. I've got battery port here, or battery pack here, and then a bunch of batteries back in here. I have a ton of batteries. I might be like trying to downsize on the amount of batteries I have. So yeah, plastic trash bag. I know I like having the black ones, the big black ones, but I just have that just like as a just in case bag. I don't plan on needing a big ass black trash bag. I just have it just in case. An extra pair of socks. These are wool socks. Then I have a solar panel to be able to charge anything if I need to, if I still have electronics at work, just to have it. Then I have two different types of antennas here. This one is more for like getting long distances, although I don't think that I haven't seen any difference between antenna like this and this antenna. Also in my gear that has my radio, I have an extension line to be able to throw something like these in a tree to get it higher and to be able to talk. That way I can maybe talk to my wife, who she's 45 miles away from me. She's about 15 miles away. Granted, I don't think it'll reach that far, but it's just in case. And then also I can listen to any emergency broadcasts if needed. Plus I have a group of people that I talk to, and that way I can figure out what's going on between there and here. And yeah, on the back here I have a water bladder to be able to put water in to drink, and that's about it for this bag. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a cheap bag, but I don't mind if it I have it for the reason that it's I only need it for 10 hours to get home. I have better bags at home for things like that, and I really just need it to be able to get me home. So it's not an expensive bag. It's an eBay special, or not eBay, but Amazon special bag. I don't even remember the name of the brand. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of different companies that rebrand it for them, but I mean, it works till I get home. So my son's in the room. He wants to show off his gun case, and maybe I'll do that at the end of the video. Just kind of cute, funny. But this is a this is a Vism bag. Yeah, I know NC Star is kind of crap, but this is a really nice bag. It's padded and it can hold a whole lot, and it fits underneath my back seat. So this is more of like, I don't know, I guess the tactical gear stuff that I'm gonna have with me when I'm trying to get home. This is a RDR belt. Dude, seriously? Sorry about that. This is an underbelt for my RDR gun belt, and I mean, I'm gonna be either in scrubs or I'm gonna be in I'm gonna either be in scrubs or I'm gonna be in business casual where I'm gonna be gone. So I've got clothes in here to be able to change into, and so I don't look weird wearing business casual trying to romp through Central Texas to get home. But this is a belt, just a backup belt to have in case I don't have a belt that I like on me. I have a hat to be able to, you know, keep your head covered, and I'm bald, so yeah. Some more socks that I'll put in my backpack, and actually probably put these on anyways, but these are wool socks as well. Then I've got a pair of khaki 511 jean type pants. Yeah, it's 511. I know some people are like, yeah, 511, but I mean, these work just to have in a bag to be able to get home with. I've got two different shirts here. I've got like a FDE shirt, they're both long sleeve, and then this is an Under Armour camo shirt. And yeah, those are what I'm gonna have. Put one on, put the other one in the bag, have a change out if I need to. Then I've got this Blackhawk holster. Yeah, it's not a good duty holster to have or whatever, but it's gonna work for me, and that's what I need it for. So that's, I mean, just to be able to get home. And that's if I want to wear my gun outside. I carry appendix carry, and that's just if I want to wear my handgun outside. If not, then I can just throw it in my backpack or ditch it, because I mean, I have better stuff at home for outside the waistband carry. And I have a little hip thing, and it's got the ALS. You have Safari. I can do it with Safariland, not ALS, I'm sorry, but I can attach it to Safariland stuff via a adapter that I have in here. Mag carrier, pistol mag carrier. This is a TLR1 that I would use for the Blackhawk holster in case there is a nuclear bomb going off. Sorry if the clicking in the background is annoying you, but my son is trying to play. He's playing with a big ass helicopter right now, which I used to work on helicopters. Anyways, yeah, in case nuclear bomb goes off. We live pretty close to Fort Hood, and I mean, granted, we'll probably be obliterated if Fort Hood is attacked with a nuclear bomb. At least my wife probably will, because how close she is to the base. So, but that, just in case I need to throw some iodine into my thyroid, an extra magazine for my PDP. This is a dump pouch that I can put onto the side of my backpack, or I can just put it on my belt if I want to, but it's a dump pouch to put extra stuff in. Then I have a chest rig, which I would put my radio in. I would put my radio in the chest rig, and then I've got some extra magazines. I've got my IFAK here in this dangler pouch, and then I got a bunch of other stuff. I've got an extra clicky for my light, which that was from something else. I have a bunch of different things in here. I have a multi-tool, it's the Mutt. Then I have more batteries in here, Surefire, that way I can plug in that earpiece for the radio into these and use that. I have different attachments for that, and then I have face paint, more batteries, whatnot. But that's really it. I don't plan, I'm not gonna put this on and go through town with this on. Like the same thing with the rifle. I'll probably put this in my backpack. I have plenty of room. Put the extra stuff in my backpack. Like I said, there's plenty of room in there. And once I get out of town, throw this on if I needed to. Also down here, I've got face guards. I got a neck gaiter here. So yeah, just a bunch of extra stuff. And yeah, that's my get home SHTF. Holy shit, I can't drive stuff. And if you have any questions, put it down below. If you want to donate for some reason, you're feeling frisky and you want to donate to me, there's ways to do that. I have it in the description of this video. Anyways, like, share, and subscribe. Navy Sooner out.